If you have a relative or loved one dealing with long COVID and symptoms of chronic fatigue, you might be wondering, what exactly is this condition? How can I support them? Why is it so inconsistent? What should I say when they're struggling? This video is for you. Over the 4.5 years that I had long COVID and chronic fatigue, I experienced a range of responses from people around me. Some were wonderful and supportive, and others not so much. And I'm hoping that this will help widen people's understanding and help you to support the person that you love. Long COVID and chronic fatigue are invisible illnesses. Unlike a broken leg, you can't see it. Everything happens internally, which makes it really challenging for others to understand. It's also incredibly variable. One day you might seem to have enough energy to accomplish things. The next you're bedridden or stuck on the sofa. Chronic pain may be mild one day and then severe the next. This inconsistency doesn't mean that the illness isn't real. It's simply part of the condition. Think of it like trying to balance on an uneven surface. It's unpredictable, exhausting, and it's just really hard. And it's just as confusing for them as it is for you. And although long COVID is a relatively recent phenomenon, at its core, it's a post-viral syndrome, which is not a new thing. Glandular fever and chickenpox can cause long-term symptoms, and there were also reports of lasting neurological effects after the flu epidemics as far back as Russian and Spanish flus. Long COVID is a condition that combines damage to the body from the acute viral infection and then dysregulation of the nervous system. So that could be damage to the organs, such as the heart and lungs, depletion of vitamin D and iron, damage to blood cells causing problems with oxygen transfer, poor gut health affecting serotonin production and therefore mood, and also making you more vulnerable to food intolerances. Dysregulation of the nervous system causing unpredictable peaks and troughs of energy, body-wide inflammation triggering pain in a vicious cycle, and deconditioning of the body caused by extended periods at rest, which of course is something you can't address until you fix the problems with your body. And there's plenty of people out there who've been put into exercise programs too early and had very bad experiences indeed. So this was just my experience, and there's plenty of other examples of symptoms in medical literature. Each long COVID patient is unique, and the symptoms can be compounded with concurrent conditions. For me, there were massive crossovers between the symptoms of long COVID and the symptoms of perimenopause. My personal opinion is that long COVID damages you where you had existing vulnerabilities, but there's no research to back that up at the moment. When I recovered, I had to deal with the damage done to my body by the virus first, and then I down-regulated my nervous system using mindfulness and meditation, and only then was I free to address the deconditioning of my body. So what can you do to support someone with long COVID? The most critical thing you can do is believe them. Believe them when their pain varies from day to day. Believe them when they say that they need rest, even after minimal activity. And believe them when their symptoms seem inconsistent. Inconsistency is a hallmark of this illness. Trust in their experience, even if it's hard to understand. You can help them with pacing, which is all about managing energy levels and avoiding overexertion. So encourage them to take breaks before they feel exhausted. Consider skipping activities that may cause a crash, even if they feel good on that day. If you can't skip an activity or it's something that everybody's looking forward to, plan in days of rest before and days of rest afterwards. Plan for the crash that's coming and realize that it's worth it. Support them with day-to-day tasks so that they can reserve and balance their energy levels. But pacing isn't just about physical activity. It also applies to mental and social energy. For example, a family gathering might seem manageable, but could leave them wiped out for days, especially if relationships are strained. Help them plan and recover. Offer to drive, handle logistics, or simply be understanding of their needs and limits. You could support them with their diet. Brain fog can make it really difficult to spot patterns where food is causing an issue. Common culprits include gluten. This caused inflammation, pain, and digestive issues for me. Sugar can feed harmful gut bacteria, making symptoms worse. And dairy can disrupt your gut, bowels, and cause widespread inflammation and pain. So if you notice certain foods seem to worsen their condition, ask them if they've noticed too. Also, if they're already on a restrictive diet, ensure that there's no cross-contamination, because that can even happen in the dishwasher. You can also assist them with movements and daily tasks that drain their energy. Now, I'm a single mum, so unfortunately I didn't have someone to support me, but I know that I would have really appreciated having someone to help me. Certain movements can be particularly challenging because they can cause dizziness or drain your energy more than you'd expect they would. For me, it was bending over, standing up too quickly, or performing repetitive tasks. So offer to help them with picking things up from the floor, loading and unloading the dishwasher, grocery shopping or other household chores, gardening. I still really can't do that very well. And making beds. I found putting on the sheets and changing the duvet so tiring. These small acts can make a huge difference to the person you love. During my recovery, I also noticed a vicious cycle between inflammation, pain, and stress. So people with long COVID already have widespread inflammation in their bodies. However, inflammation causes pain right across your body. Pain causes stress, and then stress is clinically proven to cause even more inflammation. And round it goes over and over again. Inflammation, pain, stress, inflammation, pain, stress. And you're stuck in this endless increasing cycle. I mean, personally, I believe that's what causes long COVID to last so long. Breaking this cycle requires reducing stress, consistent pacing, and supporting physical recovery. And it's a process that can take time and patience. Now, some people, not everyone, but some people with long COVID prioritize caring for others before themselves, or they have difficulty asking for help. And it's a pattern that's been set up from early childhood. If this describes your loved one, step in where you can. Take on some of their load, offer emotional support, and most importantly, remind them that it's okay to focus on their own healing. We can't help other people unless we help ourselves first. And when they do ask for help, make sure that you respond well to their request. Many of these people have learned that asking for help leads to disappointment. Well, this isn't a reflection on you. It's something that happened a long time ago. Get them used to asking for help and make sure that you deliver. They'll be happier and healthier in the long run and feel more secure in the relationship. So if you'd like to learn more about my recovery journey and the strategies I used for each part of the illness, check out my channel. There's my full recovery video, help with pacing, and also my favorite morning meditation that I recorded for myself, and plenty more. And finally, please like and subscribe. It's incredibly encouraging for me, and it'll make sure that my videos reach more people just like you. If you have questions, pop them in the comments. I try my best to respond to each and every one. And thanks for watching to the end. See you in the next bit.